You are now listening to About That Business, hosted by Rom Wills. Rom Wills is an entrepreneur and personal coach who has helped people reach their fullest potential personally and professionally. Take it away, Rom.
Welcome to Rom Wills About That Business. Plenty of money in the hood. Plenty of money in the hood. You know what? I've had where I live, my dryer got busted, and they had to order a part, like a serious part, for it, so it didn't come right away. So past couple days, I've had to take my clothes to dry them. I can still wash them, but take my clothes to dry them to this laundromat that's in kind of a hood. If y'all familiar with Aberdeen, Maryland, you know what I mean. And so, I pay attention to everything. I always pay attention to social dynamics and what's around there. And also the laundromat business. I might get into that. I'm like, man, put that in like a neighborhood where they less like near some apartments where they less likely to have a washer and dryer. Shoot. Put some attendants in there, keep the joint clean. I'm like, man, no wonder drug dealers be using those as fronts. But anyway, I'm sitting there watching everything, and then I thought about it, not just the laundromat thing. But then I started, whenever I'm driving or in certain places, I always pay attention to the businesses, especially if I'm driving through less than affluent neighborhood. And I'm just like, damn, there's a lot of stores. I'm gonna tell you what. People are quick to say, yeah, these places are poor and all of that. Well, yeah, they not making billions or millions, and the average income, somebody making $50,000 in one of these places is probably balling, relatively. But they're still businesses. Have y'all noticed somebody still making money in these places? There's still usually some grocery store chain that's there. There's always a fast food place, McDonald's, and depending on where you at, you might have you always got liquor stores and everything, and they stay busy. In fact, next to that laundromat is a liquor store. That joint stayed busy. Shoot, the laundromat stayed busy. And I'm like, wait a minute. I thought these places were poor. How are these people making money? In fact, there's a lot of people make money. They might have a store or something, or even depending on where it is, maybe a clothing place, flowers, whatever. And I'm like, wait a minute, there's still money. Now, I understand something about some of these hoods. And these hoods, it ain't even a racial thing at this point. Understand one thing about them. Major businesses, check that out. Trust me, they paying attention. Like a lot of these little stores, you think of mom and pop, it might be several of them, cleaners, all of that. Nail places, they making money. Somebody figured that out. And of course, the ubiquitous barbershop and tattoo shops. But they're making money. There has to be money there to be made. See, one thing, and I'm going to tell you why there's really plenty of money in the hood. People who are poor, they're usually poor because they spend their money. A lot of times they spend it before they even made it. The working poor. And even the poor. A lot of times they're getting some type of state transfer anyway. First thing they do, the first place they make money is the check cashing place. That's the first place. And I've had to use a check cashing place a couple times in the past. I'm like, damn, that's a scam. Jeez. I forgot how much you had to give. It's been years. But you're just like, wow. I forgot why I had to use it, because I had a bank account. Yeah, it was some reason. But anyway, I'm like, wow. They making money. Sometimes if they smart, they have the check cashing place in with the liquor store. And, of course, some liquor stores will cash your check. But I'm like, man, there's plenty of money. there is plenty of money, people making it. I mean, I went to, after drying my clothes, I went to like a Golden Corral, get some food, and I was like, it was packed in there. They had me in a corner. I'm like, wait a minute, I thought all these people were poor. But you paying $15.99 for all you can eat. And then, and people eating all they can eat too. I'm like, wait a minute. And like you got some businesses that they cater to those areas. They specifically cater to those areas. In fact, that's even with this so-called retail apocalypse, and that's why I'm starting to call it so-called. Somebody making money, because really the stores that are going out cater to the middle class. The middle class is what's shrinking, but they're going in two different directions. That's another video. I might even said it in a video. You know, some are just getting more money and moving on up, and some are becoming poor. But dollar stores, that's another one. They making money like crazy, hand over fist. And they expanding like crazy. And you can find a dollar store, some type of dollar store, any place. Because this is about, 3 or 4 chains that call themselves dollar store, got dollar in there. But they making money. Sure, even in a fairly affluent neighborhood, you got some dollar stores. I got one near me. And they be selling toilet tissue like crazy. Toilet tissue and greeting cards for 50 cents. So there's plenty of money, though. There's plenty of money, and people need to think about that. It's like, it really is a money management thing that people would be considered poor. So, anyway, that's all I got for today. Let's go make that money.